Blessings and welcome to the Path to Freedom. My name is Daniel Roqueo, and as always, I'm very grateful that you're choosing to join me, that you're choosing to tune in to a moment of expanding our consciousness, a moment of raising our vibration, a moment of waking up into who and what we are. And as the topic suggests this particular day, we're waking up to becoming more self-loving. Because the topic for today is when we fall, we get up and we love ourselves up. When we fall, we get up and we love ourselves up. And this has to do with how it is to be walking this path. This beautiful path of ever expansion, of ever expanding joy and peace and love and harmony and abundance and wholeness and all of that. These beautiful divine qualities, allowing more of them to be revealed, allowing ourselves to forever allow for greater and greater expressions of who and what we are to emerge. But as we keep moving forward, as we keep moving toward a vision, toward an intention, toward a dream, toward a goal or whatever, we from time to time fall. And when I say fall, I'm actually saying that we fall short of our own expectations of what we should be able to do, how far we should have come, who we should be, and all of that, all of these judgments and opinions that we have. In the mind of God, there is no such thing as failure, there is no such thing as mistakes, but everything is unfolding perfectly. God always expresses itself perfectly. So whenever we quote unquote fall, it is only our expectations and beliefs about who and what we are and how far we should have come that constitutes the falling. So whenever we do fall short of our own expectations, first of all, obviously, we get back up. There's no point at all in staying down, in admitting defeat, or in giving up. But we always want to keep moving, knowing and realizing that this journey, kind of like with everything, this is a learning experience. This is a learning journey. We get to practice and practice and practice and practice. We get to practice staying in an expanded consciousness and continuously expanding our consciousness. We get to practice having our vibration sustained and raised and increased. We get to practice all these beautiful practices, meditation and prayer and studying and all of that. We get to practice being in integrity with ourselves, with our souls, in being in alignment with who we wish to be and who we're desiring to be and all of that. But of course, so in a way, this path is like learning a new language. Because the language we used to speak and which we may be quite comfortable with, our current comfort zone, the expansion that we're seeking, the unfoldment that we're seeking, always is beyond this current comfort zone or a current vocabulary. If we want to expand, if we want to grow, we need to keep moving outside of what is known to us now, what is comfortable to us now, who we believe ourselves to be now. So we're continuously going to be moving into uncharted territory, into that which is completely unknown. And yes, we will come face to face with challenges, and we will come face to face with choices that we need to make. And yes, there will be times when the choices that we make are not perhaps the highest choice available to us, are not perhaps in alignment with the intention or the vision or the dream that we're moving toward. So in a sense, we can say that we're falling. And I know, as we talked about just now, other words used are mistakes or failure. We're failing or we're making mistakes. But all of these, I love, there's a different way of using the words failure. Another way of saying that, failure, is saying that we actually do fall short. We do fall short of an expectation. Another way of saying, of using, a different way of using the word mistake is to say that it is a mistake or a misstep. So we took a step in the wrong direction, quote unquote wrong. We learn our lesson. We realize that that's not in alignment with where I want to go. That's not in alignment with who I wish to be. So we find our way back to what is in alignment to that. So regardless of how we define, or regardless of what kind of words we use, when we fall, when we make a mistake, when we fail, we get up again. We get up again. Because God doesn't know failure. God doesn't know mistakes. God only knows progression. God only knows expansion. God only knows infinite possibilities. I actually had a teacher once who used to say that no one's ever failed until they stop trying. And I kind of like that. No one has ever failed at anything until they stop trying. Because it is in the stop trying when we don't get up, or when we say, oh, this is too hard, I cannot do this. It's impossible. That's when not the failing happens, but that's when we stop moving forward. So that's the signal that we're sending to the sacred laws, that I give up. And they, of course, can only correspond to that vibration of, I'm not going to do this anymore. But as long as we keep moving forward, we're always going to be sourced, fueled, funded, guided, moved, led. The sacred laws are always going to design and orchestrate the manifestation of whatever it is that we desire. So we need to get up again. And when we do get up again, it is imperative, it is crucial, it is vital, it is essential, it is so important that we are loving and kind towards ourselves. No one ever gained anything but beating themselves up. There's no expansion in abusing ourselves. It does not serve healing. It does not serve expansion. It does not serve progression. It doesn't serve wholeness and peace to be hard on ourselves, to talk ourselves down. But what does serve us is when we're loving and kind. Recognizing and acknowledging that, hey, I may have fallen short of my expectations, but that doesn't mean anything in terms of my worth. It doesn't mean anything in terms of my value. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean that I'm faulty or that I'm flawed. It simply means that I still have things to learn. And my goodness, we all have things to learn all of the time. As long as we're on this planet, and when we come back or wherever we go after we're done here, we're always going to have things to learn, so that we can keep expanding, so that we can keep allowing for more of that which God is to be revealed in us and through us. This is an eternal journey. It has no ending, but we're always, as a wise woman once said, we're always at the beginning of our next level. So there's always going to be that, we're always going to be in that stage where we're learning something new. My goodness, I've been on this path for like 10 years, and every single day I'm being not tested by life, but I'm being faced with possibilities for expansion. I'm being presented with opportunities for me to grow, new stepping stones, new gifts and blessings of transformation. And it's always going to be that way. So we're always going to have that next level to go to grow into, to move into. And the absolute best way, I'm not going to say best, the shortest way and the easiest way and the least, and the way of not least resistance, but what is the word I'm looking for? The way of the least suffering is through loving ourselves up, realizing that, hey, Daniel, I did fall short. You did fall short of your expectations. That's all right. You're still beautiful. You're still worthy. You're still awesome. You're still magnificent. So we get to love ourselves up. And from that space, when we are loved up, when we are loving ourselves up, the power that comes through us, that flows through us, is beyond anything that we can imagine, that we've ever experienced, because we are not fighting against ourselves. Like it's been said that I am my worst enemy. We are our worst enemies. The stories we tell ourselves, the inner dialogue and conversations that we have with ourselves, my goodness. I would imagine that very few of us would ever allow anyone else to talk to us in that same way that we talk to ourselves. But what if we can change that inner dialogue into becoming more loving, more appreciative, more supportive? What if, whenever we fall, what if we would speak to ourselves in the same way that we would speak to a small child who's learning to walk? Full of love, full of encouragement, uplifting, supporting, inspiring, empowering that child to keep on trying, to keep on doing it. Letting the child know that, oh, you did great. You did great. Yes, you fell, but you did great. You took one more step this time than you did the last time. So that this child gets to feel safe, gets to feel held, gets to feel loved. What if that was our habitual conversation to self? To love ourselves up. And that's my invitation for us to move through life that way. When we fall, first of all, we realize that we haven't really done anything other than fall short of our own expectations. Second of all, when we do, quote unquote, fall, we get up and we begin again. We keep moving forward. We're not stopping. We're not giving up. But we know that as long as we keep on moving, the whole universe is at our back, conspiring for us to call forth the good that we desire. And obviously, last but not least at all, we get to love ourselves up. We get to be so loving and kind towards ourselves that we dare keep trying, that we dare keep moving, that we know that no matter what happens, I'm still going to be loved. I'm still enough. So that's my invitation. That's our invitation. That's what we're being invited to do, to cultivate a deeper sense of self-love as we're moving along this beautiful path of freedom and awakening. Thank you so much for tuning in, for participating. Until the next time, I absolutely bless all of our ways and all of our days. With much love. Namaste.